Hey everyone, it's Eli Fishman from TalkingBall.net and YouTube, Eli Fishman Sports, back with another interview. Today I'm happy joined by Maxx Tissenbaum. Mac is currently in Indy ball with the Quebec Capitals and has played in 3 organizations for a few years in pro ball. Max, thanks for joining me.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
Pleasure having you on. You went to Stony Brook University and you emerged as one of the best players in the school in the history of the entire school. In your junior year, before you got drafted, you hit .390. That was the best on the entire team, and you sure did make a name for yourself. How did you feel about your success there and time at Stony Brook?
I loved my 3 years there. It was some of the best fun that I've ever had playing baseball. Just going to class and going to workouts and practice every day with the guys, being around everybody so much, and then being able to go into the season and just really go to battle with everybody was awesome. It was really a real player and as a person. I loved it there.
You were selected in the 11th round of the 2012 Major League Baseball draft by the San Diego Padres. Can you tell me about getting drafted?
Yeah, it was actually really cool. We had just finished our regional down in Miami. And the night that we won the regional, our center fielder, Travis Jankowski, got drafted by the Padres in the competitive balance, like first round. The next morning when we were leaving to go to LSU to play the Super Regional, before we left, our catcher got drafted in the 3rd round, Pat Cantwell, to the Rangers. And then we arrived in Baton Rouge, and all of the rest of us started getting our phone calls. So it happened to be that our whole team was around every time everybody got the phone call. So I was standing at baggage claim waiting for my baseball stuff to come off. Got a phone call from Jim Bretz of the Padres, letting me know that they had picked me. And it was pretty cool to be able to share that with the whole team and with the coaches being right there, because it really was something that our whole team got to be a part of with all the scouts and all the evaluators around all year.
You started off your career just a week later with the AZL Padres against the AZL Cubs on July 11, 2012. How did it feel to first step onto that pro field as a pro player?
It was really cool. AZL, you're wearing the big league spring training jersey too, so I run out to my position. I'm playing in a big league spring training stadium in Mesa, and we're facing guys wearing Chicago Cubs jerseys, so it was pretty cool for me. Like having grown up a baseball fan and always watching those jerseys on TV, it was a pretty proud moment to go out there wearing a major league uniform. It wasn't the best night for me. I broke 2 bats and grounded out twice, but it was great to get my feet underneath me and sort of start to get the ball rolling in my career.
It usually takes guys quite a while to get used to the wooden bat, but for you, not really. In just your 5th game, you went deep for the first time off John Edwards of the Cleveland Indians. Can you tell me how it felt circling the bases for the first time as a professional baseball player?
It was really cool. It was actually against Spokane, and their catcher was a guy that I played with in college, Pat Cantwell, so it was pretty cool to have him there for that. But I remember as soon as I hit it, I thought it had a chance, and as soon as I saw it clear the right field wall, I was just trying to bite my lip because I didn't want my teammates to see that I was so excited. And then I got back to the dugout, and the manager says to me, "Hey, Tiss, you're allowed to smile. That's a pretty exciting moment." And I kind of busted up laughing. So it was a really exciting moment, really fun, and obviously a little bit of a funny story there with how I was trying to play it off.
Yeah, but you also, in professional baseball and collegiate baseball, played so many positions, which gave you so much playing time. You're a great catcher, that's your primary position, but you also play every single infield position. Can you tell me about the duties of a utility player and how you like playing so many positions?
Yeah, I came up all through high school as a shortstop. And so my first time ever really switching over was going to college. I came in and they told me I was going to play second base. So that was the first time that I ever really switched. And then throughout the years in summer ball, with the Lowell All-Americans and the NECBL, and then the next year with the Orleans Firebirds in the Cape, I started to play the other positions a little bit. And then getting into pro ball, an infielder's an infielder really, so he'll bounce around a lot. So I played a little bit of third, I played a little bit of short, second, had a few games at first. Then in 2014, the Rays talked me into strapping on the catcher's gear for the first time in my life. So it was one of those things where they thought that was my best opportunity to help the ball club, and that's my number one goal, help them, help my get to the big leagues. So I said to them, if I can hit every day, I'll be happy. So strapped on the catcher's gear and got to work.
Before you were a catcher, when you were mainly an infielder with the San Diego Padres, you were part of a big blockbuster offseason trade when on January 22nd, 2014, you were sent to the Rays with guys like Logan Forsythe, Brad Boxberger, and a couple other guys for Alex Torres and Jesse Hahn. Can you tell me about getting traded and going to the Tampa Bay Rays?
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting one. It was in the off season, so I had a job working for a family friend of mine. And I was at work and just happened to check my email, and I saw that I had an email from the front office of the Padres asking me to call in. So I gave them a phone call, and they basically told me they didn't want me to find out about the trade through social media, and they wanted to make sure that they got to me first. Hey, we traded you as part of this 7-player deal. And it was really a short, quick conversation. Hey, thanks for your time, and Tampa Bay will be contacting you later in the day. And I just remember the whole rest of the day, I felt like the world was just sort of spinning around me. It was almost like I was watching myself in a movie. It was a really weird experience. Just sort of trying to focus on, hey, I've got this job, but also, my whole sort of professional world has just gotten dumped on its head because now I've got a whole new team, new coaches, new teammates. So it was a really, really strange day. But it was cool. The Rays fans were awesome, welcoming me on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff, just sending really nice positive messages. So it was a cool day, but it was also really, really weird.
So just your first season with the Rays was one of your best in minor league baseball. You were extremely good with the bat, which led you to be named an All-Star in the Florida State League in 2014. Can you tell me about playing in the All-Star game and what the experience was like?
It was awesome. That was a really loaded team. So coming to the ballpark that day and seeing all those guys that were such a high caliber player and also a lot of really good guys, it was awesome to be around them. It was cool because I hadn't really ever been in that kind of a situation before where it was so many different groups of people. And to be able to just kind of stand around during BP and talk to some of the pitchers that I had faced, guys that had sort of heard my name in college, but we never actually played against each other. American guys, Canadian guys, Latin American guys. It was really cool to just kind of experience all of that together. My family came down for the game, which was awesome. And then I got in there for the 9th inning, got to catch an inning, got an at-bat, got a hit, which was really, really cool. It was a really, really exciting experience, too. Again, we had, I think, 6 or 7 guys from my team that were All-Stars that year, so it was good to share that with them, too.
In the off season for 2 seasons so far in your pro career, you've went across the world to Australia, and you've made your name for yourself internationally also, and you've caught mainly in Australia, but you've emerged as such a powerful hitter there. Can you tell me about your success there and how you like playing there?
I've loved my time in Australia. The first year the Rays sent me down there because they wanted me to get more experience as a catcher. That was after just my first season catching. So they sent me down to Brisbane to play for the Bandits, and that team down there, it's like a family. They take care of the guys so well, and for being so far away from home, it really felt very warm and welcoming. It almost felt like being right at home. They've got great coaches, a really good core group of Australian guys that welcomed us in and kind of helped us buy into what they were trying to build there. And we had a lot of success. I mean, our first year we sort of began building in the right direction, didn't make the playoffs, but we had a really strong first half and showed a lot of promise. And then the second year come back and win the whole thing was extremely exciting. It was awesome to see our owner, Mark Reedy, at the end of that. Just the emotion that he was going through, having sort of built this thing into a championship team. So it was a really rewarding experience going back to that second year and winning the whole thing.
So when you finished up with the Rays, you went over to play for the Marlins. You signed with them, and when that didn't work out, you went and you signed for your first year of indie ball with the Capitals of Quebec, where you are right now. Can you tell me how you like indie ball in your first season?
It's actually been really fun. I was a little hesitant at first just because I didn't know what to expect. I know a lot of guys that have gone to indie ball, but having never been there myself, it was kind of one of those things where I was a a little bit nervous going in. But the team has a ton of Canadian guys that I've actually played with and against my whole life. So when I arrived that first day, it was nice to kind of have that comfort zone, knowing that those guys were there and recognizing a few familiar faces. It's a really fun atmosphere. We play in front of great crowds in Quebec, and it really is all about winning, which is something that I loved about my college experience. In the minor leagues, you're really working toward getting to the big leagues as opposed to working on winning every single night. So sometimes guys end up in sort of mismatched situations, whereas in indie ball, it's like if we get to the ninth inning and we've got a lead, we're putting John Fitzsimmons in there every night to close it down because he's the best closer in the league. So it's really exciting to be back in a situation where it's all about winning, focused on nothing but today, win 9 innings. So it's a really cool experience. I'm enjoying it a lot.
You're in your 5th year of professional baseball. You've played for 3 different major league organizations, and as I said, now you're in your 1st year with indie ball. What's been the best moment of your outstanding career, professional or collegiate?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think probably, if we're going back to collegiately, it's got to be that run to the College World Series in 2012. That was by far been the most exciting month of baseball that I was ever a part of. To go from just sort of this small, relatively unknown Northeastern school to knocking off Miami, knocking off LSU, who everybody knows are powerhouses every year, and to spend that sort of 3 weeks on the road with the team and just sort of riding that wave of, oh my God, can these guys really do it, was pretty cool. And then I think professionally it would probably be that All-Star game. Getting that phone call, finding out that I made the team, and being able to be around all those guys and experience that.
All right, I'm Eli Fishman. I'm joined by Maxx Tissenbaum over the phone, but I'll see you next time.